In the heart of Hong Kong, young refugees carry stories of survival, courage, and dreams for a better future. This is their journey of hope, of resilience, and the pursuit of a place to call home. How are you involved with refugees?
I've been volunteering at this NGO called Christian Action, and it heavily supports refugees in Hong Kong. And I've been working there for about, like, I don't know, since 2017. So, yeah.
Share how refugees come into Hong Kong.
So when you get here, you come in here, you are registered as a refugee by the immigration. They give you an identification form, which is A4, and you have to use that as your ID everywhere you go. And for from that time on, you are either a refugee or asylum seeker.
In Hong Kong, asylum seekers await recognition as refugees, often facing long and complex legal processes. After submitting a claim to the immigration department, they undergo a rigorous screening process full of interviews and evidence review. Then, the Immigration Bureau determines if they meet the United Nations definition of a refugee, defined as fleeing prosecution, conflict, or violence. While refugees gain some legal protection, asylum seekers live in limbo for months or even years, striving for safety in a city where their future remains uncertain.
Every refugee and asylum seeker are required to go signing either every 2 weeks, every week, or every month. You are required to go to the immigration to sign to declare that you're still in Hong Kong, and they're still processing your case. Otherwise, they can cancel your case and send you back to your country.
How much support is provided by the government?
We get support from this place called ISS, and I guess you could say it is funded by the government. Each individual is pretty much gets 1,200 on this food card they give you. It's a food card that you can only use in this one shop, and it's called Parking Shop. And you basically use that to buy your monthly allowance, and each month you get new money on it. So depending on how many family members you have, each person just gets 1,200. And then they also help with the rent. It's around the same as the food card, and it's not a lot, but it's something.
What sort of ways have the Hong Kong community supported refugees?
For the NGO I work in, and the other NGOs, the people go there and then they usually give them things like shampoo, body wash, and diapers and milk for the babies, because those are the things that we typically can't buy with the food card that we get from ISS. So with things that we get from ISS, you are only allowed to buy groceries. That being said, you cannot buy anything that like baby milk, like formula, or like the diapers. And you cannot buy like soap and everything else. So the NGOs usually tend to help with those things, and they give you donation every month with like things like that to help the family keep going. Now, if you're accepted by the immigration, you are allowed to work as a Hong Kong employee, but there is a catch. You can only work for 6 months, and then after that you have to renew your work. I guess you can call it a work visa, because every time you have to go to the immigration to declare that you are still working, and every time your work permit finishes, you have to redeclare it again. And it's a very long process. Each process takes around 1 to 2 months to get back your working.
Asylum in Hong Kong is not easily granted. The legal hurdles and long wait periods adds to the complexity. But beyond the legal process, these are some personal stories of hope, struggle, and resilience. Can you share some challenges of discrimination you faced as refugees?
Yes. To be honest, coming from Africa to Hong Kong was like a big change. Coming here made me feel like I had to be aware of my blackness, especially in school. That was the first time I experienced racism or any sort of stuff. I don't know, I never really focus on my mental health until I was in high school. And I tried asking for help from our counselor in school, but they did nothing about it. But like, yeah, and my school was just very racist, and the teachers don't really care about you.
Do you feel like being a refugee has impacted your ability to pursue any of your goals?
Yes, it has, in a way, because originally I wanted to take business for school, but we're not really, I don't want to say allowed, but like we can't really take that because it's a 2-year program to where I go. If you take business, you have to go to another country to finish it. And with my case, I can't really do that. I can't just risk it. So yeah, it's a little bit limited, I would say.
Have you felt moments of hopelessness?
Yes, I have. Especially right now, there are a lot of, I would just speak about my hometown. There's a lot of protests going on, and my friends are all protesting. And I felt really helpless because all my friends are all making a change and kind of fighting for their rights, as they should. But I can't really do anything but use social media to spread awareness. So yeah.
Does having a refugee community help you?
I would say yes, it does help me build a few connections, especially with people my age. We sort of just understand each other way more.
Oh.
And I could go talk to them about stuff I would not like talk with somebody else because they wouldn't get it. So yeah, I do have that sense of like connection, like yeah.
And you can't behave the same just because you're a refugee?
Yes, definitely. You do have to be very cautious of how you are in public. You can't just do anything because one wrong move and you'll probably be deported. So yeah, and personally, I don't go around just telling everyone I'm a refugee because I don't know, I feel like they treat you differently.
While each journey is unique, the challenges faced by refugees in Hong Kong often echo the same themes: uncertainty, hope, and resilience. Now we turn to another story, a different voice, but the same quest for safety and a brighter future. Can you describe how it is to be a refugee?
I can't really say there's a feeling to it. There is, but it would be more or less saying that just accepting certain things in life that you cannot change and just having to adapt with them. For different people, of course, some see it as kind of just a status that does not affect me, but others see it more as a kind of something to pity or to mock. But most of the time I don't really care about it, and it's never really affected me too negatively.
What are some common misconceptions that people have about refugees?
Misconceptions. I think it's just I think they put everyone in a box where it's quite, I think, negative, like negative connotations of how you got to where you are currently. Some people, they simply got actually tricked and were told they're gonna stay here for a little bit, but then end up being here for like years now, 10 years or more. But other people, really ran away from something that was dangerous. Other people, it was because of personal experiences. But I think they group together the same old story when they just hear you're a refugee.
Do you feel trapped being stuck in Hong Kong?
Yes, to an extent, I feel very trapped. But at the same time, I try not to look at it negatively and look at it more as an opportunity that I've been kind of given, because Hong Kong is a great place to be for what I seek to kind of do in life.
What sorts of things make it easier to be in a different country?
I think having my family definitely, of course, makes it easy. But also, I think yeah, family's a big part in having a community around you, or just friends of themselves, and having something you're actually, grounded towards. 'Cause it's very hard to look and wander throughout life, not kind of having something you want to hold on to or can hold on to.
If you could share something to the people watching, could you share something?
Honestly, I'd say be grateful for your life. After being a refugee for 13 years, I guess, it's been very hard. I've had to go through a lot of struggles where I had to be like, okay, this is a bit dehumanizing. But someone said that the other day, being a refugee is like they just try to dehumanize you in the best way possible. Because, in other countries, when you get there, you are immediately declared as a refugee. But here you have to go to either the process of being a refugee or an asylum seeker. And that's something that like a lot of people have to struggle with, because you never know whether you're going to get sent back home if you're an asylum seeker, or your case is going to get accepted or rejected. So it's just a never-ending loop of misery in a sense. But I would say be grateful for your life. A lot of refugees here cannot travel. A lot of kids cannot go overseas to study. And, that is something that every kid wants an opportunity to go study in something different, or like go overseas to play in a sport. And I know a lot of my friends, including myself, we have been declined of that opportunity. But yeah, otherwise, and be nice to people.
If I could share something, I think I would share the aspect of I really push the narrative of don't judge a book by its cover, and that when you meet someone, just really learn and get to know them before making any judgments. Sometimes your kind of pre-thoughts about people or who they are and what their story might tell, it might be very wrong, because at the end of the day, this is an image and kind of a character you've made of them. And this just applies to anything in life when it comes to if you think people are judging you, or if you think you don't fit in anything. It all stems from you having kind of a caricature of these people being evil. And some people are, either nice or are just, maybe sometimes they are plain evil. But I think get to know people before really making any assumptions about them and their stories.
I would say, first of all, just be grateful with where you are in life, because not everyone has like the same opportunity, especially refugees. And especially in Hong Kong, it's really hard, but just be grateful with what you have. And as a society, I would say to treat refugees as just like normal people. We're the same, we're humans, because most of the time they treat us less than, and that sucks. So